And now, live from the studios of Freedom's Phoenix, Ernest Hancock.
Of me, Ernest Hancock, each and every day on the LRN.FM network here in Phoenix, Arizona, from the beautiful studios of Freedoms with an S, Phoenix.com, here at the farm. You know, I'm glad we had an opportunity to talk to Melvin Goodman. We've had him on before as a producer. I've had him on other shows, and I think I may have had him on before, but certainly read his stuff, and his bias was clear. More government, man. We just got to have it working right. You know, it's not working right. We need to get it work right. This is if I was in charge. So it's good to have him. And of course, I'm sure when his new book comes out, we'll have him back on. And I just wanted to get him on record, you know, kind of be vague, the White House and what's your opinion on, I don't want to kind of direct him even with a question, just kind of, I don't know, man. You know, a lot of it I don't know. I don't care. You know, but it's clear to me that he wanted to support a timeline that was there by the White House. And what's the timeline here? The first thing is that we are to believe that Saturday, the timeline is, all the people come together and they went to Obama and they said, hey, man, we got Osama. It's going to be Obama 1, Osama 0 after he's got the entire U.S. and security lockdown, as if he didn't win. And now after they get him, it's even worse. And I'm like, what? What? We win? I just don't see it. So we're to believe that 4 days before they go to Obama and say, here's Osama, we're going to go get him. Take our new little stealth helicopter that, we're just starting to hear about. Whole nother thing. But it's Lockheed Martin or Boeing or Honeywell, somebody. I mean, who knows? So what happens is they say, we're going to make moves on chessboard. We're going to take, Panetta's going to go from here to here. He's going to be head CIA guy. That's kind of working part-time, going home on the weekends, kind of, showing up a few hours a day because he's like, the inside guy. It's kind of like, reminds me of a, like Bob Dole character, it's his turn to run for president, 96 kind of thing. I always think of him, Bob Dole, when I see Panetta. It's just a Democratic version up. So I go, okay, so he goes to the Pentagon. Then we have Petraeus, going to the CIA. So we have a general going there, and that was kind of the point, Melvin made that point, is that the CIA was supposed to be the civilian presidential policy, foreign intelligence, no, we'll make what, we'll tell the military, where they're going to go and fight and why. Not them tell us, so we're going to have the CIA do that. All right. When you get into the concept of being an empire, that you're going around the planet and so on, how you do that can get complicated. Who's in charge? So he kept saying the Pentagon. That doesn't mean anything to me. Are you talking about the lobbyists for the, Lockheed Martin? Are you talking about, the bankers that make all the money on the debt that's created with war? Are you talking about the Federal Reserve that allows for the spending? The Chinese that are funding the debt to do it? I mean, the Pentagon, what the hell does that mean? Okay. Well, he made himself relatively clear, and it was fortuitous that we had the opportunity to get a perspective from such a person. Here's decades in the CIA. I think he was like 66 to 90, round in there. And he's certainly had, fellow at a lot of these institutes. I get a lot of things with his name on it, asking for him to be interviewed for various reasons to make some kind of an opinion, to form public opinion on certain things. That's why he's there. That's why he writes books. That's why he goes on talk shows. That's why he belongs to these institutes. He's retired, and that's why he is there. That's what he does, along with a bunch of other people. Now, who should I have on? Should I get, the libertarians? Well, we do. I mean, we'll have a lot of these guys. It's time for Karen Kwiatkowski to come on. She knows all these guys. She's got a lot to say about it already. But I'm just going, why would I have these guys? I want to know their perspective. When you ask them, you go, look, tomorrow night, there's going to be the presidential debates, Fox, all the Republican contenders, which would include Dr. Ron Paul, that says a lot of what you're talking about right here. As he was saying, I know a lot of people in the audience, you could not avoid thinking of Ron Paul's rhetoric matching up with a lot of the stuff that he was saying. I would have thought that he would have a couple nice things to say. Heck no. No, because Ron Paul represents a transfer of power and control to the individual. Melvin does not. A lot of people do not. They are very afraid of that. At the end of the final segment, if you listen to the end of the last segment, you'll see he and I goes, would you want that? Hey, bring it on, man. You want to have this conversation? You want to do this battle? Let's rock. Now, of course, they always want more. They want to get another bite. He's going to want to come on again when he does his other book because they can't. I remember a conversation that popped into my head when we were doing that back and forth. It was Charlie Daniels, the country, devil went down to Georgia looking for a soul to steal. That guy? He was being pushed by the media during it was about 04, 03, 04. It was America. America. When you had that guy, what's his name? Proud to be an American, or at least I know I'm free. Seriously? So these guys are, really there to help push public opinion towards a certain mindset. And I remember having Charlie Daniels on. You look at my old archive, have the show there. Charlie Daniels and I going on about a book that he would write. He wrote this book and Thoughts and All America and Patriot and MK or stuff, America, while he was in airports going around, I guess before they started doing the, patting down thing. And he wrote this book about how he's, proud to be American and these guys are bad and so on. He was doing a book tour and I had him on. And I interviewed him for at least a half hour, 40 minutes without commercial interruption. I said, no, we're just not going to do, I want to, give them what for, because the way the schedules were, it was a pre-tape thing or something like that. I remember I was down at the studio at the radio station here in Phoenix I was working at. And I go, all right, we're going to do it up, man. No interruption. Let's go. By the time we got to the end of the conversation, we were friendly. We had a good time. But he did not like having a lot of his patriotic or his assertions of what the government should be doing challenged in any way. By the end of the conversation, I got to do this again. There's more. We got to go. I want to go longer. And that made me think of the reaction that I got from Melvin Goodman. There is an agenda that they have, and it involves the government. Someone that's been decades in, it's like reading a Tom Clancy novel. If you only had the Ryan character, if you only had the hero, if you only had the right guy in charge, the right guy with the ring, the right guy behind the lever, if you had the right people, if they do what I said, not pick this guy and pick this guy, challenge this and not challenge that, move the pieces around a little bit differently, go after the corporation de la, not even address the fact that the government gives them this person status and limits on liability corporation thing to begin with. They don't even think that way. They don't go towards the root. They don't strike at the root, as Thoreau would say. Strike the root. It's not even on their radar screen. So one of the benefits of us having them on the show is I try and be nice. I let them have their say. I let them go on. But by the end of the segment, and it's kind of timing, it's a clock going off in my head, in the last couple of minutes, I always want to inject, ding, ding, force and fraud, boom, force and fraud. I want to go, as long as they're not doing, leave me alone. Force and fraud, force and fraud, force and fraud. What are you supporting? Your style of force and fraud. It's an infection, an injection of the libertarian infection into the bone marrow of American politics for which there is no cure. I do it on a regular basis. I encourage you to do it also. I'll be right back.